Mr. Clanman. Do, 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 do. $87 out of 92 chapters. Dum, 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 dum. Back in IRC Cloud tab. Wait, Bone Quest? Okay. It's an ASCII art farts fucking image there. Let the wolves fall out the moon. For the end, it comes so soon. Let the wolves fall out the moon. Well, it might just be me out here. Good God, hold on, let me see if I can scare up some editors here. Wait, is that fucking... Alright, yeah, thrilling editing happening right here. I guess everybody's asleep on a Friday morning. I would be too, if I had that option. But, I was supposed to finish editing this novel today, but it looks to me like we have 51 pages left, and normally I get through about 10 pages a day. So I don't know, we'll see how much we want to work today. Maybe I'll kind of pace myself with the coffee so I don't spin out or whatever there. But, yeah, let's work on it. This is the climactic scene. I really wish old Spithiwa or Logic were here. Hold on. How do I ping? Alright. So this is chapter 87. No shock advised. This is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady. Ah, there it is. These Jiro's here. Alright. I was fucking worried nobody was gonna see, because they've been watching this editing stream for like 100 days, and now it's the ending, and they're gonna miss it because they're asleep. Kind of my own fault for not having a fixed schedule. But yeah, let's see if we can't make a chapter out of this. There's a lull in the rain. A silence like Chinatown's breath is caught. I can't believe this whole book is indented to 0.49 inches. That's not how you indent. What are they doing with their lives? But yeah, that's my own fault. I think I just did it in like one paragraph, and then I've been stuck doing it in every other. We'll hopefully format it right at some point. But yeah, not looking forward to typesetting a 700-page manuscript. Let me see. I've been buying a lot of gifts for people recently. I don't know if you guys are the same, but I don't even have those Donatello dollars. So how does typesetting work when you get a book done? I wish I had InDesign on this thing, because I would just pop it out and show you. I could probably make it happen with another screen. It would be, at some point, I'll do just a bare bones typesetting stream so you can see what the basics are. I'm not great at it, but essentially it's all done in InDesign these days. Some people used to use Quark Express, and there was a big fight between InDesign and Quark Express for like a long time. Adobe fucking obliterated them. Nobody uses Quark anymore. So InDesign is basically kind of like a fancy word processor that's meant for typesetting text, and it automatically handles things like bleed and gutter, which is like in a big ass book. The paragraphs each need to be set a little bit different to accommodate for the spine of the book. It does all those calculations automatically. And then inside of it, mainly what you're trying to do is jigger all your paragraphs so that you don't have widows and orphans, which is like single lines, the last line of a paragraph on the opposite page or something like, or just like a single word hanging off of there. And you're trying to just, oh, you just bought your baby girl some new Nike? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it feels like a gift time where you're trying to make people, I don't know. Yeah, I saw something I like wanted for myself, but then bought it for someone else. So, which is very rare for me. All right, hold on. I'm getting pinged by Jewbird talking about how I was in the GNAA in 2005. Yeah, GNAA for life, man. Still holding true to that wonderful organization right there. So anyhow, what you would basically do is a few different things. At the start of each chapter, you start the page like about a third of the way down the page, and then you put in page numbers. You come up with like a coherent style, like what kind of font you want each chapter number and everything to be, what font you want everything to be. And then it's a lot of fucking with the spacing, so that paragraphs look right. What you mainly want is like the eye to just flow easily from paragraph to paragraph. One of the things that they'll look for here, let me, I don't think I can see one here, but see how there's like a space here, a space here, a space here. If this were more like this, right? Where you have like this line right here, see this big ass, where you could draw a line through all the spaces here. Those are called rivers. And for some reason, people's eyes get drawn into those negative spaces and they just stop focusing on the book. The thing is that, like, actually the act of reading is difficult enough that if, like, anything can distract people. So you want to get rid of those. You can't get rid of all of them. Like, even as we edited that one, there's another one, like, do. So some typesetters are so persnickety that they'll ever actually deal with those things, just because it's all about the eye flowing across the page. But I'm not expert enough to really fool with that. River finding seems like a super autistic trait. Is that a thing that normal people do? Even normal people, their eyes will get kind of drawn into those channels. But my theory is that it's only something that typesetters care about. And now that I've told you about it, you won't be able to stop seeing it. It's a curse. So they obsess about it, but only because they've been infected by this curse, and normal people never fucking notice. Typesetting is one of those things that the vast majority of normal readers will never ever rude as fuck to like curse him with typesetting. It's one of those things that if it's done well, you don't notice it almost at all. But if it's not done well, you notice it right away. You know what I'm saying? It's like a... I don't know. It's like sanding finished carpentry or something like that. It has to be done. It has to be done well. but the vast majority of people are not going to care if if there's like a smooth joint between every single finger. No. Well, if you see Logic or Spathywah in chat, I was really waiting for them to see. I'm glad that they both got to see the Jesus scene that we added in there. Yeah, PageMaker on Windows 3.1. Interesting to hear it works now. Yeah, I think PageMaker continued on for a little bit there. So he might have told you about some of the stuff that I'm talking about. I'm by no means an expert, but I do all my own typesetting because I'm cheap and I don't want to pay for it. And it comes out okay. Let me see. How about his space tards here? Let me see. You can't see much of it. So one thing I've noticed is pretty much all fiction is justified these days, except for like lit fic. I do an okay job, but shit like making these fucking chapter headers and setting them aside and everything, that stuff is all within the purview of. Normally it would be an interior designer, but I'm designing my own interiors, so that's how we're gonna do it. God, this book is dope. I gotta put this thing out there. What else do you have to do? Also, while you're typesetting, it just turns out it winds up being another proofreading pass. Honestly, you find a lot of shit, and there's a lot of issues with translating fucking the Word file into InDesign. Like it just drops all the italics, so you have to re-add those. It's annoying. So when we're done with InDesign, we don't send it to a. What I use is Amazon KDP, and I think most people are using this at this point because the competitors just aren't really. They're not as cost effective in Amazon as the biggest market, so you have to suck the devil's dick, as the common parlance is. But Amazon has this. It used to be called CreateSpace. Now it's called Kindle Direct Publishing. So essentially what you're going to send is a PDF of your cover, which is going to be at least 300 DPI, preferably about, I don't know, like 350 to 600 DPI. It's going to be a PDF with, I think, 1/8" bleeds. And they're going to put their barcode on your PDF. And it's fucking gigantic. Look at the size of this fucking barcode. Annoying. You can put your own barcode on it, which I might do. Or what I actually might do is just, you can fucking take their barcode and like remove the background from it and all this other stuff. So I probably just won't bother to do it. It is a pain in the ass to have shit that won't scan right. Anyhow, so we send that file to fucking Amazon, and then they send me back one of these printed proofs, which is not for resale. Like this edition of the book has all kinds of fucking issues with it that I need to resolve. Like the centerings. Oh, I fixed the centering on this, but yeah, if you look at the back cover copy, it's like way too close to this fucking thing. So I think I have to shrink this thing, and then blah blah blah, and just in general, like moving shit around. A lot of things just look wrong to the eye if you're not within. People have very, very fixed expectations for how a published book is going to look, and if you deviate from them because you're not like a professional designer and so forth, they will notice right away and be like, "Huh, well, this looks like a little shitty." There he is, R.I.P. PageMaker. So Spathywah has been fucking around with IDML files and so forth because he's the guy that makes all my ebooks. Because he's a fucking genius. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, like, so I will tell you my personal experience is that typesetting is like very autistically satisfying in the same way that like doing a jigsaw puzzle or something like that is. As the author, too, and I've told other people about this, you get an extra degree of control by deciding like, hey, where's this paragraph going to end? Like, where's each chapter going to start? Because you do have some flexibility in how you lay everything out, and it may matter to you, like where each page ends and begins, and it definitely does to me. Like I feel like that's cool. So for a while, I was gonna write an article where I was just telling other independent authors, like, hey, don't fucking farm out your typesetting. It's easy to do, and which is not. It really is not. Like becoming a professional typesetter is like, I think you need 6 weeks of like really doing it in a professional context with somebody like, no, that's wrong, and sending the shit back to you to get it right. That's how I learned a lot of graphic design too. Was like designing ads for magazines, and I remember the fucking editor of Psychology Today sent me back an ad 10 different times because I didn't know, I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Like he wanted like the printer cut marks on it, and I didn't know how to do those, so I kept fucking half-assing it and so forth. And like by the end of this process, one, I hated that guy more than anything, but two, I actually knew a lot more about professional standards that nobody fucking uses anymore because they were stuck in like the 1950s in that department. I'm getting allergies. Is this the end for Zak Zyz? No, we must press on. I get some coffee in me. So here it is, boys. This is the last chapter of the climactic showdown in Chinatown. It's no shock advised. And as you might guess, Sarah plays an electric role in this. Yeah, I'm always happy to talk about. I fucking love books. I love making them. I love bookstores. I like just having big shelves full of books. It's cozy to me to just have like a whole grip of books. I fucking love libraries. And I like people who are passionate about books, as long as they're not trying to write books better than me. No, it's not that bad. But yeah, there's definitely some fucking jealousy amongst authors. Because we're, much as we like to say, we're not. We're competing with each other. And, that ego up in there. But at the end of the day, none of us are going to succeed. We're all going to be poor. Even Stephen King's going to go fucking broke. No, it's not. All right, so chapter 87. No shock advised. This is 5:17. 11 a.m. 4 minutes have elapsed since the last thing. And it's, as always, in Chinatown. There's a lull in the rain. A silence like Chinatown's breath is caught. The first boy leaps from the roof of the Mott Step farm. The first boy leaps from the roof of the Mott Street Pharmacy and crashes into the sidewalk. Now, where's the all is still? Yeah. That's not how I want to put it. I really like this line. There's a lull in the rain. A silence like Chinatown's breath is caught. Fuck Adobe and their subscriptions. Yeah, the best way is to just steal it from your work. For the most part. But yeah, you can still pirate it. By the way, like fucking don't let that bullshit stop you. Just torrent. And you can be like 5 or 6 versions behind on InDesign. Really, Adobe hasn't put anything good into their fucking programs since 2016. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're a little behind. But yeah, crack that shit, homie. Don't pay them their money if you can't afford it. So I would be willing to pay out the ass for a good program if I could keep it in perpetuity. And you can go back and buy like an older version of InDesign that works absolutely just fine, 100%. Like yeah, you can buy the previous ones. In fact, I'm sure you can get like 2016 before they started doing. I think they started doing like their whole online shit. But you can buy the previous licenses for like a song and a dance on eBay and just use that. Like honestly, especially if you're just learning the software and so forth, it doesn't change a tremendous amount between wherever and whenever. But again, the best way to do it is just like tell your work you need it for some project or some shit like that, and just like sit on that subscription forever, unless you are self-employed. Yeah, I wonder if at some point I'll ever be shilling out the $50 a month for Creative Suite myself. I gotta tell you, like, as shitty as Adobe is, and as like buggy as some of their stuff is, and so forth, like, my life is so much better because of the Creative Suite. I fucking love all those tools. It's just like, I remember learning Photoshop on a pirated copy. I think it was like either Photoshop 3 or 4 that I downloaded over fucking dial-up, just tying up the phone for hours at a time, and like a bunch of little zips and so forth, and making my first fucking web page on GeoCities, and like making all these like crazy graphics where you apply a different filter to each of the navigation buttons and so forth. God, I was such a dumb kid, but I loved it. Yeah. The ravaged street and the fallen combatants all glisten in the yellow streetlights, finally at peace. Why the fuck? I'm so annoyed at Microsoft Outlook. I don't give a fuck what's going on at the moment right there. How dare you interrupt my stream? Official Rub Maps Messaging Center. Oh, well, this is important. I gotta take this call, guys. It's really not. Let's see. Let me get rid of... I'm trying to ice that. God, I have so many fucking Chrome tabs open. You don't even want to know. There we go. And let me get our scoreboard up whilst I'm doing this bullshit. There needs to be some kind of natural selection for browser tabs. Like if one doesn't have your attention for a little while, the other should just eat its memory. It should be a constant battle to stay alive in my fucking tab screen. Okay, so the scoreboard is back up, if you should happen to get a point. like the shattered savior. He looks down at the shattered statue of the savior. That's my one of my favorite movies of all time is To Have and Have Not, and like the the no strings attached scene is one of my absolute favorites. God, old Bogey and Balcall. Good on him for getting that young ass trim. Absolutely. And for, I guess, cheating on his wife. Well done, Bogey. Mm-hmm. No. On the rooftop of the Mott Street Pharmacy, a boy with a Mossberg 500 is the first to break. Yeah, in his hands. He looks down at the shattered statue of the Savior, to the other boys lining the rooftop. Oh yeah, look at all this. And there's another comma there. Yeah, if you drop that shotgun, he's fucking lucky it didn't fucking misfire. Mossberg shotguns are not, absolutely not drop safe, even with the safety on. So you should know. I wonder if I should put a footnote in the book. Don't actually do this. He hesitates, then drops the shotgun onto the tarred roof with a soft thunk. On the rooftop of the Mott Street Pharmacy, a boy with a Mossberg 500 in his hands is the first to break the silence. His body is his own again, no strings attached. He's finally free, and he knows exactly what to do. What do you call that? Like raised lip of the roof? Eaves edge. All right. Well, they don't actually have a eaves edge. Yeah. It's too technical. To. Yeah. How many? Street Pharmacy. I think it's 5 stories. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Oh, actually, if we knew what kind of this is like a brownstone type situation. Yeah, so it is a 5-story building. This is the building that he's leaping off of. That's the sidewalk down there. Mm-hmm. Duchance's shackles have snapped, and his former slaves are exiting the world. Let's try it. 5 stories below, his head hits the sidewalk and his skull shatters like porcelain. A moment later, more of the lost boys follow him into oblivion. Duchance's shackles have snapped, and his former slaves want out of this world as quick as possible. And his former slaves want out. We covered that in another chapter. I almost entitled this chapter Raining Men, but there's another chapter titled Raining Men. It's not about 9/11, sadly. But oh wait, Lemon does say something about it there. Yeah. I like that line, but it needs to be here, not there. They dive face first from 6 stories up, kiss the pavement and no more, and are no more. There, we need that comma there. Somebody had a... let's give Brongillis a point. And then let's take out the heavy rain line. Pavement, Yep, that is indeed pavementum. It was not a word. Brongilus, burning up the charts right here. So, this is a recent addition. The Lost Boys murking themselves. There was always, in the storyline, a huge wave of suicides in the aftermath of Duchance. But this, like, immediate mass suicide of children is a new addition into the story. And it may be one that is too fucking heavy-handed. Like, I love the idea of just everybody's like, I'm fucking out of here. And like the like trauma that would inflict on everybody in the aftermath of this already horrific thing. Yeah, this may go to a lot of the stuff in the final chapters may strain credibility or belief. So if you hit a point where you're just like, I'm not buying this shit, let me know. It's important, and we can pair back. But like, yeah, that was definitely like a first draft that we had the first time around there. I think I added it during the off-screen rewrite, and I didn't really care what happened to the boy. But now that he's the boy with the shotgun in his hands, it just that like little bit of focus on that kid humanizes an act of mass suicide a little bit more. There should almost be. Let me see. Let's put him in a shirt or something. Something relatable. Oh, good morning there. Yeah, I like the and this is all shit that I did not know how to do 5 years ago when we were first working on this story. Like I would just write a scene and be like trust the reader to fill in the gaps there. But readers can only fill in the gaps if there is a persona in the story that they can relate to, and they don't have to relate to it like, oh yeah, this zombie slave is just like me. Like this is how I would act if I were fucking mentally broken and mind raped by Kaiser Duchance. But it has to be something that they can like look at that character and somewhat relate to them. Good morning. Good morning. What do we got here? Do we want it to be the Pittsburgh Pirates? Let's have him. He's a Mets fan. A boy on a rooftop with his eyes hidden under a Mets cap and a shotgun in his hands is the first to break. It seems like there should be commas in like 4 places in this sentence. be gone. He drops his Mossberg onto the tarred roof with a soft thunk. His body is his own again. No strings attached. Finally free. Okay, so this is kind of like a neat little thing that we do right here. We have the cat hit the sidewalk, and then it's almost like like the way that you would have a punchline of a joke. Although we may be getting like too clever there. The mask cap thing is a little much. Fuck, yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. I like it. I like it because it's like almost like that's a revelatory line, which is kind of fun. But yeah, he's free at last. So we could potentially give this kid a name. Yeah, I think he needs a name. Yeah, I feel like we're missing an opportunity with this fucking cap. I like the characterization with the cap. The cap blew off in the fall. His eyes are wide open now, free at last. No, I don't like that. Yeah. He's just the first. More of the Lost Boys follow him into oblivion. They dive face first from 6 stories up, kiss the pavement, and are no more. Duchance's shackles have snapped and his former slaves want out. All over Chinatown, they're exiting the earth the fastest way they can. Some turn their guns on themselves. Others run straight into burning buildings. Yeah, this seems like a little much. Yeah. He's just the first. Duchance's shackles have snapped and his former slaves want out. Yeah. For most, the closest exit is down on the street. They dive face first from 6 stories up, kiss the pavement, and are no more. Okay, cool. So the reason I restructured that whole thing there was to segue into this lemon complaint. I like the thought of them, and this is in addition to, yeah, like a bunch of them, you know, like you're only like a story up. You want to wait to like climb up a flight of stairs, and I like them turning their guns on themselves, and I like them like running into burning buildings For some reason, that image like sticks out to me more than a bunch of the other stuff that's in there. And now I'm coming around to Brongulus's. I'm going to give Brongulus 2 points there. Because to me, like, very important, much more important than a comma, is like, where are we laying it on too thick? Where are we like trying to be too clever? Because that's something that'll knock a reader out of a story much more than a fucking comma. A comma is just like, oh, okay. But where something is overwrought, and it's just like, I'll set down a book over a line like that. And as I thought more and more about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying too hard. That's not, has to flow. So really valuable. Anytime something sounds like bullshit, to hear about it, I want to know. I want to know. And it doesn't count if you just say that the whole book is bullshit. Because it doesn't fix anything. I texted one of my friends yesterday, and I was like, guess what I'm making? And she replied back, like, a mess. And I was like, that's almost always right. It was actually ceviche, but she had me. Had my fucking number. It's raining men. Lemon complains to nobody. He's jogging back from the fire engine. He's huffing back from the fire engine with a heavy plastic case. We could say puffing too, but puffing is... Let's just do that. He's huffing back from the fire engine with a heavy plastic case tucked under his arm. With a heavy case tucked under his arm. The yellow plastic is blackened and a little warped on one side from the heat. He's hoping to hell it still works. All right, so this is kind of a wacky sentence right here. The yellow, it's raining men, Lemon complains to nobody. He's huffing back from the fire engine with a heavy case tucked under his arm. The yellow plastic is blackened. And a little warped on one side from the heat. He's hoping like hell this thing still works. Hoping it's idiot-proof. Hoping he's not too late. Does that fucking work? You know, we could also do more than anything. He's hoping he's not too late. Yeah, I like that better. Most of all, he hopes he ain't too late. Lemon skids to a stop next to Sarah. Lemon skids to a stop and kneels down beside Sarah. He tries to ignore the blue tinge stealing over her skin. He wrenches down the zipper of her jacket and then hogans her t-shirt apart with panic strength. Shouts to Spathywa. We already did that. He tries to ignore the blue tinge stealing over her skin and hogans her t-shirt apart with strength born of panic. Seeing Sarah motionless and exposed gives him an awful shrinking feeling, like his heart's going to wither away to nothing. She's so tiny without the linesman's coat. He's squinting at the instructions printed on the inside of the lid. The letters have distorted in the heat. It's like trying to read in a dream. So we don't say that this is a defibrillator. Why? The reader should already know that it's a defibrillator. There we go. By the way, the defibrillator is not the right tool for what's happening here. Like it absolutely, and we'll get into it over. I actually did enough research on defibrillators that most of this is right. But yeah, like, yeah, the mechanics of the way that the defibrillator works in this story should be factually correct, from the best of my understanding. But I'm aware that they're not for what they're being used for in the story. I like that he Hogan's your t-shirt apart. That's like a little corn poem, but I like this line too. This is a new edition. The letters have distorted in the heat. It's like trying to read in a dream. Yeah. So they just call them pads. Principles of electric defibrillator. Here we go. They're defibrillation pads. On, off, display screen. Soft key buttons, USB port. Yeah, it's not one of these, by the way. It's a different looking. It's more like this guy right here. And then Lifeline. That's wild. It's a biphasic. Use Phillips Heart Start, biphasic. Neat. You could just have like it be a party thing. You just fucking restart people's hearts. You could set up like a little booth on the street where Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue is playing, and you just zap people and murder them, and then they don't have to go to their job. This is great. Parts for a Heartline, AC power module. Okay, cool. So they're just paddles. They're pads. Let me see there. Yeah, so there's the pad placement right there. I think we looked at something like this before. Yeah, so paddle A. The paddles have adhesive. Have adhesive on one side. He tears open the foil and tries to follow the silhouettes. Yeah, just one person who's like an EMT could come through in this chapter and be like, no, and like explain what mechanics I have right here. But there are a lot of different models of defibrillator, and as long as we don't say which one, we always have some plausible deniability. He tears open the foil and tries to follow the silhouettes. His fingers brush her bare skin and they don't even tingle. It feels like a bad sign. Boom, that's better. His fingers don't even tingle when they brush her bare skin. It feels like a bad sign. That reminds me of fucking Tom Petty lyric from Into the Great Wide Open. His leather jacket had changed that would jingle. They both met movie stars, partied and mingled. Their A&R said, and I don't hear a single. The future was wide open. Fucking love Tom Petty. He's a fucking real one right there. I'm sorry he died from that fent. You hear about that story about that guy? Where he just fucking fell off of the stage and busted his leg or some such injury. And he just like went out in the crowd and was like, I need pain pills stat. And some guy's like, I got you, Tom Petty. Gives him some fenting up fucking oxys. Boom, dead. Whew. One of like the great American singer-songwriters of of the century. Just one fucking fent zapped. That's why people just gotta have all the pain pills that they want. Totally fucking for free. If you want to be a junkie, be a junkie. You know, we just sterilize you. That's all. That's all I'm saying, man. It's just like the state should absolutely be cranking out this fucking soma as fast as they can. And the people that want to be fent zombies should just be kept at a ranch in Montana. This is why my civil policy will never be implemented. All right, so the defibrillator pads have adhesive on one sides. He tears open the... So this part is pretty close to right. He tears up... yeah, why is this a comma? Look at how much better I'm getting at these fucking comma splices. Thanks to the effort of Bradius, Bradius and like Logic. I've really done a lot. Lemon tears open the foil and tries to follow the silhouettes on the instructions. So I think pad A would I don't think they were in italics or whatever, and I think they would be capitalized because they're like very specific parts of this unit. But I'm not 100% on that. Yeah, we're doing better. We're like fucking improving every day out here, and I think we're making positive changes. It feels good to have control over one aspect of my life. This is maybe the only one. Fucking work, Lemon commands. Fucking work, Lemon demands. He mashes the green triangular button with the lightning bolt on it for all he's worth. He mashes it hard with his... I love the word mash. For like about 2 or 3 weeks, I did dial-up tech support at a call center for Bell South, and I hope I'm not doxing myself, for like Bell South dial-up internet. And one of my favorite things was when you talk to like elderly black women, they would always say, what do I mash next? And just like, I don't know why, like, mash in that context, like, what a word. I think that's the only incidence of mash I might have said mismash or mofungo. Here, let's find out how many mashes we got. Smashing, smash, 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 smash. 20 of them. Alright, that's fucking ridiculous. Redskin mash, but yeah, I think that's the only mash in the story. Analyzing rhythm. Analyzing rhythm, the defibrillator trills in its weird robot voice. No shock advised. The fuck do you mean no shock? Lemon bellows. You see where I tried to fix a comma slice before and didn't capitalize it right? This needs to be a different paragraph. She's fucking dying! Sarah's lips are turning blue. Lemon screams at the machine, but it doesn't care. He wants to put his fist through the fucking thing. But then he notices a switch protected by a dome of transparent plastic. Manual. They don't actually have this fucking. I don't think, at least modern defibrillators, I don't think will let you go into manual mode. But it's at some point, you know, this maybe it's like a Chinese knockoff defibrillator where they just added a bunch of extra shit. Hold on. Do they have a manual override? Oh, it does have a manual override. Oh, very cool. Let's take a look at this piece of equipment. Yeah, look at this thing. It's even got the lightning bolt on its fucking thing. With manual override, $3,000. Let me see. Manual override. Semi-automatic with manual override or semi-automatic only. Manual override option satisfies advanced life support professionals. Exactly the kind of thing that you would have on a fucking fire truck. All right, there we go. There we go. His doesn't have a fucking fancy LED of her heart rate. Yeah, like that's a little bit too much for the NYFD or the FDNY or whatever you want to call it. I'm happy that that's there. Lemon flicks open the cover, toggles the switch, and tries the green triangle one more time. I like that we're describing that as like a green triangle and so forth, trying to get into the mind space of Lemon is not a fucking dial-up tech support. You know, like this shit is all Greek to him, and I like that he's seeing like green buttons and all this whatnot because he's like confused and panicked and so forth. I think a little of that comes across in there. Oh, Christ, please. Yeah. Oh, Christ, please. Please, please, please. There we go. Cool. I'm glad we took out the other repetition. Maybe italicize. Please, please, please. You do that as italics also. You can also hyphenate between them. Please, please, please. Oh, yeah, that's how I would say it. Yeah. And so, yeah, let's do it that way. Please looks weird when you see it more than once, right? It's like seeing the word peas with an E at the end of it. You know, like when you're in fucking Ireland, like mash and peas or whatever there. Fucking old English nonsense. The defibrillator fires with a high electric whine. Sarah's muscles all jerk simultaneously. Her eyes shoot open. For what seems like an eternity, Lemon waits for her to start breathing. Lemon's holding his own breath, waiting for hers to start. Is there a comma there? Lemon's holding his own breath, waiting for hers to start. Waiting for hers to start is when he's holding his own... No, there's no comma. I don't think. So, actually. Brongulus. Plus. Because that's a good italicized hyphenate there. Cool. Lemon's holding his own breath, waiting for hers to start, but Sarah's chest never rises. He tries to check for a pulse, and the shock almost knocks him flat. So almost certainly there would be some kind of LED readout on the defibrillator that would tell him like she has a pulse or whatever. I think the probes can like measure her heartbeat or something like that. But in this case, he does the whole like. More. Sarah doesn't have the wind to make a sound. He hits the green button again and the electric whine sounds. Oh, no. Yeah, we did this for a reason. Yeah. Well, we just fucked up my construct. Her color looks better, but still no breathing. Lemon keeps firing. Please, Lemon's begging. But the thing's out of gas. She's still not moving. Yep. Boom. Points. Please, Lemon's begging. But the thing's out of gas. Sarah's still not moving. A roar splits the street, and Lemon wheels around, reaching for his empty holster. Kaiser Duchance rises from the ashes, shrugging off. Oh, yeah. So this is in that, like, quote-unquote passive voice right there. But I think it works a little bit better in the passive, right? We could put it, Kaiser Duchance rises from the ashes, shrugging off the broken pieces of Jesus. Or we could do Kaiser Duchance's yeah, actually. Kaiser Duchance shrugs off the broken pieces of Jesus and rises from the ashes. I like the way those two words sound together. Pieces of Jesus. Gangsta. You know, pieces, Pisces, fish, loaves. It all works together. It really doesn't. Fucking Iscariot. Blood is streaming down his face. Blood streams down his face. His left arm hangs wrong. Blood streams down his face, and his left arm hangs limp at his side. We can take off at his side. That's where your arms always fucking hang. We don't need to put that in there. Oh shit, there's a Spathywah just there. He's right. Yeah. It's just the construct is much stronger now. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna, because this is the final chapter. I'm gonna. How much? Where did you leave off, Spathywah? All right, so here's what happened in this chapter. It took a while to get through these 2 pages. Okay, so there's a lull after they crushed Duchance with the 900-pound statue of Jesus. Then the Lost Boys start suiciding all over Chinatown. They're like leaping off of fire escapes and so forth. And then Lemon complains, it's raining men, and he huffs up the block to the fire engine brings back a defibrillator to try and save Sarah. So he skids to a stop, kneels beside her. She's motionless and exposed. Let me see, 10 minutes after we started, yeah. So Lemon figures out how to work the defibrillator, but it won't go off because it's saying no shock advised, which is the title of this chapter, because a defibrillator won't fire if your heart isn't pumping. That's not what they do. They're meant to arrest cardiac rhythms that are like beating out of control. They're not meant to restart dead hearts, as far as I know. So no shock advised, but he finds that there's a manual override switch, which is fantastic. And then he zaps her over and over again, her eyes open, and she goes, more. So he keeps zapping her until the thing's out of battery, but she's still down, you know? So he fucking has to give up the ghost because behind him, a roar splits the street. Lemon wheels around, his hand darting for his empty holster. Lemon wheels around, hand darting for his... to his empty holster. Alright, so then we're here. Kaiser Duchan shrugs off the broken pieces of Jesus and rises from the ashes. Blood streams down his face and his left arm hangs limp, but he doesn't seem to care. His bloody smile parts, revealing perfect white teeth flecked with red. Chance climbs over the pile of fallen bums. His good hand curls into a fist. Ah, fuck, Lemon groans. This ain't good. Maybe he's MIA and Carl's comatose. Never a fucking cop when you need one. Lemon might be the last man standing. Ah. Then, a weird puma scream sounds from down the street. It's not a sound a human throat can make. Zook. Lemon's first thought is something got loose from the zoo. I think what I had before was better. I don't remember. Uh, no, how would we fix the sentence? If so, well, we just had like do chances roar. A roar split the street behind him right there. Yeah. Yeah, so we can't. It was just like me, like stuck in the same. Like, how do I describe? You see a lot of that with writers. They'll just describe something the same way twice because they're just going back to the same well. So that's part of why we have that there. Yeah, so we can't use that twice. That's part of why we. Uh, and then a weird scream makes him jump. It sounds like there's a puma down Mott Street. A human throat can't make that sound. A human throat can't make that sound. Well, it's not the throat that makes the sound. It's like it's the voice box, but I think we'll let it slide. It sounds like a puma. Yeah, I don't know how much fucking mileage we're getting off of this whole Puma thing. It might make more sense to just cut it. Yeah, I like that. We may have to take his nickname Crazy Jew out of the story. It sounds like a little hokey in hindsight. Um, mm. There's a lot of fucking pronoun confusion in this right here, right? So, yeah, yeah. As Duchance turns towards the sound, Matthew flies at his back, latching onto him and sinking his teeth into Duchance's neck. Matthew's all over the place, biting, clawing, and kicking. Yeah, well, the whole fucking thing needs some work. As Duchance turns during the... Yeah, there we go. Duchance seems startled, too. As the man in gray turns towards the sound, Matthew darts up the street and pounces. He latches onto Duchance's back, hanging on as Duchance twists and heaves to buck him off. The man in gray howls in pain. Nah, let's take that shit out. I like that. Dude, Chance howls. There's no siphoning that away. Matthew's all over the place, biting, clawing, kicking. Kicking and tearing into the man 3 times his size. But it can't last. Chance just needs one shot. He lands it. A back fist sends Matthew tumbling across the street. Done chance? Did we get another fucking done chance? God. Alright, so... Spathy... And Rongil's both get points there. I've done Done Chance so many times. Maybe we should just name him Done Chance. Oh, back fist. Matthew's all over the place. He's biting, clawing, kicking, and tearing into the man. But it can't last. Matthew's all over the place. He's biting, clawing, kicking, and tearing into the man in gray. But it can't last. Duchance is 3 times his size. He only needs 1 shot. He lands it. A sudden back fist sends Matthew tumbling across the street. There we go. Am I allowed to borrow from the next novel's colon budget? The colon budget is like all the methamphetamine I'm gonna boof with the money from this novel. Gish galloping? What the fuck is gish galloping? They're the same person. They're like the same fucking... Alright, hold on. Fucking... No, okay, so that's just like hitting somebody with like 10 different points at once. I don't know that gish galloping is really what I'm doing there. We're alternating between Duchance and the man in gray because we fucking, you know, like it helps to have multiple things that you can call a character. So it's not Duchance, 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 so we don't get into semantic citation of his name. But yeah, gish galloping is more just like overwhelming somebody with something. We thought yesterday about just changing from using Kaiser Duchance at all and just strictly using the man in gray here, but Duchance just sounds cool. Yeah. No, I actually like the way that this that we I like that construct right there, so I'm gonna keep it. There we go. Gish gallop. I don't know why I always say gallop, but it's definitely gallop. It's just gallop is such a weird looking word to me. Gallop. It would never be gallop. That's awful. Mm. Matthew is down for the count, but that doesn't stop Duchance. Mm-hmm. The barrel of a gun jabs between Duchance's shoulder blades. The barrel of the Glock jabs between Duchance's shoulder blades. For once in his life, maybe can't miss. I like that his name is Maybe, and like the probability of him hitting a shot is like almost zero. 17 rounds. I do like, especially since one of his arms like, don't screen cap that and turn me into like one of those Trump reporter gifs. Fucking do not do that. Mm-mm-mm. It's Zuchance's turn to scream. He twists around, clawing behind him like 17... He twists around, clawing back like the 17 holes in him are an itch. Clawing like the 17 holes in his back are an itch he can't quite reach. So in the very, very beginning of, I guess it's just like he's scratching an itch, the way that Lemon is counting the money. So it's not quite the throwback that it could have been. Thank you so much for making my back. Let's get in on. Oh yeah. I'll just do this all fucking like a fucking ASMR of just scratching your back. I'll probably get more viewers, a lot more viewers. Fuck, what am I doing with my life? What? I have him whipping his broken arm around like a whip. Ugh. Ugh, what an atrocity. It's like Red hacked my account. Ugh, awful. Don't say that to me. I gotta finish this fucking novel. Yeah, that's truly terrible. And that's just, you know, like, that's the thing that you catch when you're editing, like, whipped like a whip? I think it was like maybe flailed like a whip, and then we changed it because of, you know, there's only so many things that he morning starred him like a dervish. Carl Mason is right in the path of the living cyclone. Oh, fuck. Lemon hisses. He bends and twists a pipe wrench out of the hand of a fallen bum. He doesn't want to go in on this fucking monster. Lemon should just run. But fuck running, right? Fuck it all. No, that sounds weird. He clenches his jaw and steps forward. I got this. Sarah's at Lemon's side, standing tall. The man in gray halts, squinting at the new challenger. Half naked in the middle of a massacre, squaring off with an unkillable fiend from hell, she's not afraid. Lemon doesn't need maybe to tell him it's time to get the fuck out of here. But Carl Mason's body is caught between. Yeah, let's hell it up. Hellcaps. It's just easier to cap all the hells and all the Christs and all the whatever there. I don't care. Fucking Xgians. Yeah, I'll just call it part of like a Teens for Christ LARP. But Carl Mason's... But Carl Mason's unconscious body is caught. No, I would love to, that one's just for me. But Carl's still caught between Sarah and Charybdis. That's even better, because fucking Charybdis is the maelstrom. I know it's too much. I'm keeping it. I like it. I'm not fucking taking it out. That's just for me. I get a little bit of license. Lemon winds up and tomahawks the pipe wrench at Duchance. It whips out. The wrench sails end over end and bounces off of Duchance's forehead with a solid clonk. It's only enough to buy a few seconds. Lemon dashes forward, trying to drag Carl out of there, but he's too goddamn big. Kid, help, Lemon shouts. Maybe's on the ball. Carl's other arm lifts up and the two of them are heaving with everything they've got to drag his... The sound coming off of Sarah is positively terrifying. Period. The sound coming off Sarah is positively terrifying. The air around her sizzles and pops like a hot skillet. Superfluous overhead. In New York City, the sky is always overhead. We've done that a bunch of times. Right? I don't know. Like sometimes you could be fucking like laying face down in the street and the sky is behind head. You know, or you could be breakdancing, spinning on your head, and the sky is underhead. The more you know. Oh, let me just take a fucking break right here. Does it feel like we've been working on the story for a long time to anybody else, or is it just me? It does feel like it's been, some might even say, a hot second that we've been working on Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady. And the sky rumbles with unease. It has been literally longer than 5 years, probably like 6 or 7 years. If I want to, like when we started the manuscript, I wonder if I keep at the end of this remind me, and I'll try and dig up the original manuscript. It's somewhere. Maybe I'll get like a creation date of the Word document, but I think maybe not. It's gonna be difficult. But it's also, it doesn't really matter what time we started. What matters is that we finished it. There's no more laughter from the man in gray. He holds a hand with two broken fingers out at Sarah. The air warbles with a black wave of domination. I have one of the first versions. It's not even one of the first versions. That's like, if your first version isn't named the Invisible Man, you have like a worthless third or fourth edition there. But admin of my fan club for $50,000. I do need to find the copy before the rewrite so that I can do a comparison between the two versions, just to see how much shit changed between the two of them. I want to just line that up, like check out how different these two manuscripts are. I think Brandon Sanderson just did some shit like that. He released like the first version of his whole Way of Kings thing, where it was like way different. And the shit was like in outer space and so forth. It was wild. I haven't really read it. Yeah, Jan 2015. Oh wow. The file is called Lemon Maybe, but the docx title is The Invisible Man. Yeah, I think by the time that I gave that over to you, I think we can go. We may be able to find like a 2012 or a 2013 version of this if we go really far back. But yeah, that may come in handy actually. Really late to this party on it. No, because we set it aside for like. What did we do after that? We set that aside while I worked on completing fucking survival mode, and then we completed Xanon Inc. And then I put out The Right to Bear Arms. That was after like the breakup of my publishing house. And then I put out The Master Arcanist. And for a while I was writing, somewhere in there I wrote Rapasaurus, and we wrote, I have most of a story called Rub, which is way longer than any of these other books. And then we took aside like for 3 years and we worked on Gravid, which you also saw edited here. And only now are we just like putting our foot down and doing the rewrite. I gotta tell you, kind of a necessary rewrite here. Like a lot of this horse shit. It's a double bill of both Lemon Maybe and Survival Mode. Wow. It's fucking wild right there. Yeah, that was before I even wrote Sand and Ink. Like, probably. Because, like, in sequence, God, Sand and Ink was, like, such a fun story. I could do such a better job of it today. I wish more people would have gotten into that. There's lots of fucking in it. I just didn't market it right. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I want to use voodoo there. The air between them warbles and seethes, but Sarah's far beyond his voodoo. But his voodoo can't touch her anymore. What the fuck is this? Yeah. No. Wow. Yeah, I'm tired. I didn't sleep well. There's no more laughter from the man in gray. He holds a hand with two broken fingers out at Sarah. The air between them warbles and seethes, but his voodoo can't touch her anymore. Like an engine with a broken governor, she's spinning up, up, up. Bolts of power are arcing from her. Leaping out to singe anything made of metal. A column of blinding light arcs between Sarah and the sky. Thunder roars like the world's been ripped in half. Lemon and Maybe hit the ground, dropping Carl hard and covering their hands with their heads. Another bolt strikes, and then another and another. Oh. 3 lightning strikes in the span of... Another bolt cracks down, then another. 3 lightning strikes in the span of a few seconds. Oh, god damn it. Oh, covering their heads with their hands. Alright. Yeah, covering hands with heads is a pro gamer room. It's fine, yeah. Yeah, I'm exhausted by our labors right here, really and truly. This shit is... and I gotta do a show tonight. I gotta post all the episodes and everything. I gotta eat way too much. Oh, by the way, I learned something about ceviche. It's only supposed to fucking marinate for like 2 hours, not for like 2 days. Live and learn. So I gotta eat all this tough-ass fish. Yeah, I definitely fucked up making like... several gallons of ceviche in one go. But, you know, that's how you learn, by fucking stuff up. Pro gamer move. They shouldn't look back. Lemon and Maybe shouldn't look back. They should be running the fuck out of there as fast as their legs can carry them. But they just have to look. Having read the book, I'd love to turn you on. Where Sarah was standing, a white light burns over the street, shining like a star. A man in gray is trying to shield his eyes with his arm. The man in gray is trying to shield his eyes with his one good arm. He turns to flee from the righteous glare. Matthews. He crashes into DeChance's legs and drags him down. I need something stronger than filthy. Bloody slaughter filth. I like filth. Into the filth. Ma Street is as bloody as the floor of a slaughterhouse. I like that. Matthew crashes into DeChance's legs and drags him down into the filth. Ma Street is as bloody as the floor of a slaughterhouse. No! The man in gray bellows as the living star closes in. A scream of ecstasy howls through the static roar. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what we're going for there? Yeah. Have you ever heard those like recordings of the sound of the sun where it's like, and that's the sound. The clouds open up. It's raining so hard, Lemon can make out the outline of maybe. Let's check that out. So there, he's like looking at Maybe's outline, and Maybe's like doing this fucking number, which is useless because his hands are fucking invisible. That, while cool to me, now's not the time. So only you get to see that. Everything freezes. Single drops of water are hanging in the air in front of their faces. Every frozen raindrop has a light inside it, like headlights bearing down behind them. Now, we have done... Yeah. We have done so many like worlds splitting apart and shit like that. We can't use that anymore. It's the end of the world. The crack has broken the planet in two. Yeah, let's just take out the sound altogether. Let's think about it. The loudest sound ever produced in Chinatown? None of that fucking works. No, that doesn't quite work. Fuck. We use whip too much. Yeah, we're trying hard on this one here. The crack of lightning is like the dawn of time, separating everything into before and after. Lemon and Maybe pitch forward, bowled over by a shockwave that passes right through the building behind them. It's pouring down glass. Every window for blocks is shattered. For long moments they lie with the freezing rain beating down on them, covering their necks with their hands. They cover their necks with their hands and pray some chunk of window doesn't guillotine them. Slowly, shakily, Lemon gets up. Everything is numb. All sounds are just far-off squealing, and half of what he sees are afterburn ghosts. Hell of a hangover. Whether he said it or thought it, it doesn't matter. No one's listening. Whew. Alright, hold on. Oh, fuck. Fuck, we're going hard today. Whether he said it or thought it, it doesn't matter. Lemon's... No one's listening. Yeah, Bradius has run out of steam, and I'm sorry, I have also run out of steam. But we're almost to the end of this chapter, so I'm going to make it the next couple of pages right here. I really like where this is fucking going. Ooh. Boom. I like the crack of lightning is like the dawn of time, separating everything. Let's have it dividing everything into four. Yeah, I think we're just like one or two more pages in this, and we're gonna kind of move through it because holy fuck, loving this. Lemon squints at... The kid seems out of it, but he's on his feet at least. Make sure Carl don't drown. Ooh, the smell of ozone. That's a really good one. Yeah, I'll make sure to include that when we get over to where the lightning strike is. Sarah's gone. There's nothing left but a crater blasted into the pavement with steam rising off it. Oh yeah, we don't get into at all in this chapter how fucking foul all this would smell. So I'm gonna make a note right here for the final. That's just a joke. Joke for me because it'll be like a long time till I read that. Dude, Chance's awful cologne. That's not actually what, his fucking corsage. Ugh. Breath mints. Lemon can see the jagged lines going off in every direction where the top of the concrete vaporized. Yeah. Lemon looks through the blackened bodies, trying to find some trace of Sarah. The rain's stinging the back of his neck. He's gonna have one hell of a sunburn. On a cloudy day, imagine that. There's only the dead and the debris. Only the dead remain. No electric girls, no psycho kids, no three-piece demons. Broken glass and broken men. Cool. I'm gonna give Spathy another point. Because that does lead me to like a broader thought of, we really don't, like, a war just smells so fucking bad. And like you don't notice a ton of, and like smell is like super tied in to memory as well. It's not good. So let's take a gander at how that's all gonna go down. Lemon finds Gary Polk squirming on his belly like a salamander. All he finds is death. No electric girls, no psycho kids, no three-piece demons, broken glass and broken men. Lemon finds Gary Polk squirming on his belly like a salamander. Yeah. Gary's half-cooked and too weak to crawl. Lemon takes pity on him and drags Gary into an entryway, then props him against a wall. He drags Gary into an entryway, then props him up against the wall. Tears are streaming steadily from those squinty, piggish eyes, like he ain't wet enough already. Ooh, I like that. I like that Lemon's kind of cold towards the end of this thing here. Couple still alive in the street, Gary sat. He points and Lemon figures what the fuck. Lemon scuttles over and finds Terry, somehow still alive. Tito the Cartman is alive too. Buried under 3 men. He looks almost unscathed, but from the noise he's making, he must have some busted ribs. Tito's blabbering in a constant stream. Lemon can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying. Seems like a bunch of wacko religious shit anyhow. What the fuck happened here? Lemon asks, but no one's answering. Gary seems like he might have some clue, but he's bawling his eyes out. Lemon leaves the remains of Gary's army to their pain and stumbles back to Carl Mason. He's still unconscious. Hey, kid, let's get the fuck out of here, Lemon suggests. But maybe he's gone. Carl Mason's been turned onto his side. But no one answers. Carl Mason's been turned onto his side and maybe is gone. It's just Lemon. Standing on a battlefield in the rain. Seems like he could just shut his eyes and wake up from this shit. But it doesn't work when he tries it. Seems like he could just shut his eyes and wake up from a dream. It doesn't work when he tries it. I gotta drag this heavy motherfucker myself? Lemon asks. No one answers. The rain just pisses down harder. Fuck. The end. No, it's not the end. But that's the end of the chapter right there. So that is the end of the climax of Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady. And we just have, what do we have? 32 pages remaining. So we got through a bunch of pages today. So chapter 87 is the last dream. Chapter 87 is when we may cut. Yeah, it's one that deals extensively with Carl Mason. And it tries to get into like the meta reality of like fucking alternate dimensions and so forth. Yeah, that was some effort that we put in today. Thank you so much for sticking it out there. Yeah, how do you feel about these 3 chapters of the climax? If you've seen them, it's much improved from where we used to be. So we started at 668, 2146 words. Huh. Looks like we skipped day 94. I don't know. Maybe so this took 3 hours and 12 minutes. Yeah, I think it's actually day 94. We just fucked up. I'm gonna go back and change this. No, I'll just leave it for today. So 312, and then I think it was 2124. No, I think just yesterday I forgot to type it. So chapter 87. No, that's what it was. So this is day 94. Yeah, it gets all fucking confused here. Well, I don't care. I have to figure it out. So what were we at? We were at 2146. Day 94, 43, and then 96. Cool. Thank you. Somebody keeps track of all this horse shit. It ain't me. I don't know how many words we did yesterday. Oh. I'm getting exhausted, man. Days already. Yeah, thank you. Ending is already more satisfying than survival mode and Zen ending. Yeah, we really tried to like end this book well. Endings are not my strong point. Although The Right to Bear Arms and Hawks of the Diner both have amazing endings. IMO. Yeah, we can just count them later. Well, let's just count fucking the chapter 85. Okay, so 86 was fucking vanquish bums and is still. Fuck you, Sinatra. I love that line. So chapter 86 was fucking 13, 14. Seems like it was more, man. Felt like a lot more. And then day 93, let's figure out how many words that was. Gary's army has arrived. Yeah, this is really, like, all that shit has led to these 3 paragraphs. So the remaining chapters are, what do we have? We have Lemon, well, there's about 5 more chapters, I guess. So Lemon, ooh, yeah, this is probably the biggest chapter in the book. That's a big-ass chapter right there. And that's why we had to split it into these 2 chapters. Okay, so we're gonna get back there. It had a bit more, a few of them where we work on more than just one chapter. And that was, honestly, like, that chapter was the one where we needed to split this whole, I can't believe this all used to be one chapter. It's like a fucking short story, just the shit that's going on here. That's a big-ass chapter still. But I'm happy with it. And then the Charge of the Hobo Brigade, I like everything that happened with Gary. And, like, there's, it's just, like, everything is fucking terrible for those guys. They're not, like, the hero. I think it kind of fakes you out. You're like, oh yeah, they're gonna be heroes and so forth, and ticker tape parade and stuff. No, they all just fucking die. Yeah, they're fighting a fiend from hell, and he just dismantles this entire army of like 100 guys and rips them into pieces. And everybody who ran away was right to run away. Love it. Yeah, I wonder if that ending just gets. It used to be like much more in the original edit. I think it was like much more Deus Ex Machina of Sarah just like zaps this guy, and really we did like a lot more to like write in. Matthew was in there the first time, but now he's much more of a factor, and maybe gets his fucking superhero movie zinger. Do you see what I see? I like that he would probably be pretty fucking happy to shoot Duchance right there. I like the interplay between Sarah being like completely vulnerable, just this tiny little woman standing half naked in the street, and then I actually really like the description that we came up with, like the dawn of time, where it splits everything into before and after. I like that. So 87 is going to be the last dream, and 87 actually ties this book into the first novel I ever wrote, a book called Charon. So this chapter is kind of one that's still in here just for me. So I've got my doubts as to whether or not it'll make it into the book, but we're gonna work on it tomorrow. So let's, like, all spoilers are aside at this point. So 87 is gonna be Lemon. How long is this fucking chapter? It's short. So that's a dream, and then this is actually 88. And so we have one last day here. The second coming is, so there's a Maybe and Rosalie chapter, called The Second Coming. Then 89 is Gary's Conclusion, right there. And they're all pretty short. And then 90, No Parrots, is Matthew's Conclusion. And then 92, Jukebox Hero, is the end of the story. Hell yeah. And 92 in particular is a fucking gorgeous chapter. Love it. So the only one I'm not sure about is 87 here. The Last Dream. It does tie in some of the like dreams structure, and I like some of like the alternate universes shit that's in there, but it may need to be pared down. So that shows you where we're at. We're almost done. It's all over but the crying, really and truly. So if you just want to know what happened to Do Chance, you can stop here. But I do tie up all the character threads in the subsequent novels, and you can find out what happens to almost all of them. Real talk. Fucking 95 days to get to that climax, and we worked so hard this fucking week. I mean, normally I'm like, like I edit for like a couple of hours, and then I'm like, I'm tired, let me go play video games. But this fucking week, what do we put in? We put in fucking, let me see, 3 hours, 4 hours. I will tell you, both days of the rewrite, I did 4 hours each day, easily. But it was broken up over the course of the entire day, maybe like a little more. And then 310 at the beginning of it. So, yeah. I like this ending. So this is a spot where, if we have any like reality concerns or any like this is too much or whatever concerns, you can start thinking about it, and we can go back and address them in like the final fucking tidy up edit. Brongulus is all the way to 67 since I updated this, and Stratum is still at 9. Okay, those are the big three that need to get thanked. Just also a warning too, like on the acknowledgements page is going to be the first woman that edited the story with me. She's going to get in there, even though she didn't participate in this edit. She did many thousands of edits on this story and many important suggestions. And so a few people that weren't with us on the stream will be thanked in that editor acknowledgements page, just because it's been such a long process. And also all the beta readers from the original thing. God, a lot of people have worked on this fucking book, man. Tons and tons of them. I might actually, when this is done, I'm going to email the original beta reader group and be like, hey, remember this way back in the day? You can read like the version and see if there's been any improvement in 5 years of working my fucking ass off every day to make this happen. Whew. Chasing after that dream, boys. I want to get it. All right. Well, thank you very much, Spaethiwa, for you are a tireless titan of this editing enterprise. I don't know where I would be without you. I'm glad you could be here for the climax. I'm sad that Logic had to miss it, but whatever. He can read the book. It's fucking wild. All right, let me get out of here, and we got the other show tonight. Penis Pump.